Hey, it's Rich. I am at the Ibanez Guitar Festival 2025 in Gutenstetten in Germany. They have an amazing vintage museum of Ibanez guitars, and I will link you to the amazing video from the guys at the Thomann Guitars and Basses channel because they went through them all with Dan from Ibanez. But what I want to do is tell you my favorite three that I would take home if I could. And the first one is this one here. It's an Ibanez, well, Firebird-esque thing. It's from 1975. If you know your Gibson Firebirds, it's basically the same, from the headstock shape through to the eagle, the mini humbuckers, the vibrola bridge and everything. It looks like a fantastic vintage guitar. And just as a bonus choice to the left of it, the rocket roll, also from the mid-70s. Again, you can see why Gibson came calling, right? But this is a fantastic guitar in every way. And our good friend Andy Ferris happens to own one of those as well, doesn't he?
I've got one already. Ooh.
So that's always a good choice. Now, the second choice is something which really isn't me in any way, but I just love it. And we'll go over and take a look at that now. It's from the 1990s as opposed to the 70s. And it's this one here. Now, this is a 1996 Iceman, and it's a signature model for the white zombie guitar player Jay Junger. And, well, if you guys know my channel, you'll know that I had the basic Iceman model last year, did some videos with it, came to love the shape, came to love the playability and the ergonomics. And this one, it's so rock and roll, right? It's so much more rock and roll than I am. It's got a Floyd, which I don't want. It's probably got very high output humbuckers, which I also don't want, but everything else about it, I absolutely love it. So if you're selling one of those, contact me down there and maybe we can do some kind of a deal. So that's the 96 Iceman. And the third and final one, we're coming around to the 2010s for this. And it's this golden beast of a guitar here. From 2008, this is a signature model for the one and only George Benson. And it's one of the most exclusive signature models that Ibanez did for him. It's based on his original GB10 model. This is the GB30TH. It has this unique gold foil finish inspired by the Japanese foil craft of Garahaku and special fretboard inlays. And I did read all of that off the sign on the wall, but it is a wonderful guitar. And it's one that I just wish I could pick up and play, although I also suspect that it's so sensitive and so delicate that if you took it out and gigged it, it would get relicked in a really beautiful way after a couple of shows. So there you go. Those are my three favorite guitars from the festival. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.
Hey, I'm Andy, and these are my three favorite vintage Ibanezes. First one is that one. I've got to get that one because it's the oldest, right? I want to know where the story started. I have some sort of Teisco things from around this age, 1960s. I've never played that. I don't think it's a typical what we would call Ibanez guitar these days. But that has me most intrigued, and I don't think anyone else would have picked it, so it's probably available. I would pick this rocket roll, but I've got one already. Ooh! I like that, but I know that's going to somewhere else. So I have to go with this Iceman 2. Just because I don't have an Iceman with that age, that sort of vintage, and that headstock as well. I don't like the headstock that much, but I love the rest of it. And I wish that Ibanez did an IC420 in those colors. And I would switch out the hardware, the plastics for black. So it looks a bit like a 70s Gibson Custom Les Paul. So that was two, right? Yep. The third one is quite a modern choice. The third one is the Pia in Envy Green, because I didn't know they were limited edition, and I had one in my hands in Klangfarbe in Vienna, and I sent a photo to my friends here at Ibanez saying, look, here's me with the Pia in Envy Green. And they said, well, you should buy it. I said, I'll just get one some other point. I didn't, and now they're all gone, and they're like $8,000. So, yeah, that one. Because I think it's an amazing guitar. Like technically, there's all sorts of stuff. It's a machine, but that's my favorite color Pia. Beautiful.
Here we have a thin line semi-hollow model from 1970, based on the SA30. It's pretty darn cool. And this from 1969 is almost even cooler. Very Framusy for me. Love that. 1980, home of the more colorful stuff. Check these out. Steve Vai 777s from 1987. Matching headstocks. Not for the faint-hearted. Beautiful. And it gets even crazier down here. Now we're in Satriani land, of course. This is a 1997 RGKB4, and it's incredibly unique. And this is, you can see the cutaways kind of on the cutaways, and it's built to really catch the attention of people at shows like the NAMM Show or the Music Messe Frankfurt, where Hoshino, instead of presenting standard catalog models, they wanted to focus more on unique prototypes. The RGKB4 was one of those prototype models, built in '97 as an eye-catcher to attract attention at the Ibanez booth. Although these models were visually spectacular, they never made it into mass production. And I guess you can see why, because they look pretty cool, but would you own one? Beautiful Steve Vai Sig from 2000 with the swirly paint job. And an elegant George Benson model from 2000. Twin neck Xiphos model from 2010. Not for the faint-hearted. Story of this one, I don't really know, but I can read it for you. Twin neck Xiphos model, which is a combination of the XPT 706 string and the XPT 0707FX 7-string model. It was on display at the NAMM Show and Music Messe Frankfurt in 2010. Where I also was, but I don't remember seeing it, and I wouldn't have forgotten it had I seen it. A very unique Joe Satriani model from 2016. This is a limited edition signature model, obviously, which features a unique custom artwork by Satriani himself. The JSART2 is similar to the JS25RT from 2015, but uses a white guitar body as canvas rather than the JS25ART's black body. Only 70 guitars were painted by Satch, making each of them a unique piece of art. 2018 JCRG1801, made in the custom shop as part of the high-end J Custom line. Absolutely stunning, this one is. Notable specs are blue resin that was induced in a buckeye burl top on a Swampash body. 2022 Custom Line JCRG2204, produced for the Guitar Summit show in Germany. Beautiful woods. 2023 Limited Edition Pia. So we got another Steve Vai signature model, which commemorates the 35th anniversary of his partnership with Ibanez. Yeah, it's a long time, he deserved this one. The swelled finish is done by David Bonvillan, Colorado, USA, and continues the tradition of swirl finishes on Vai models, pioneered by Darren Johansson of About Time Designs. Fewer than 200 guitars were produced, each of them offering a unique piece of art. Some USA custom models. Very exquisite looking beasts. Next to some Paul Gilbert models. And more Paul Gilbert models. He's always had a unique taste in guitars, and I think Ibanez have always made him whatever he would like. And I think that's great.
Ooh!